Physically touched all the Spitfires in England that were in museums. I'm touching this one here. The gentleman that owns this is on the phone. Whoa. And this is for you, Joe. Joe at Amusco. You want to do a little detail walk around. Whoa, man.
Did you work on this? No. Good.
Boy, this is about as pristine as it gets, huh?
Oh, this is a Raven put, I think, about 12.
This is cleaner than the ones that were in Duxford. Wow, man, look at.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Is this the way this would be less on a reel if I
That's
can?
a rifled barrel. Now, whether it's
Less as a gun guy, so. Whoa, man alive. Look at the radiators on this. Joe, I'm doing this for you, baby. Oh, man.
Now it's a snowy day up here in Rutherford, and I just thought I'd look back at this, a great memory from our trip to Houston, where we got to see one of the very few flyable Spitfires left in the world. Check this out. This is a very, very rare World War II Spitfire that this gentleman restored himself. This is pretty cool stuff.
How cool is this?
And it's all real, and it's from our Houston trip.
You never get exhaust staying in front.
Yeah, exactly. And then from there back, they're white.
This is in Houston, Texas, by the way.
Ports, and then soon, of course, to keep it aerodynamically clean, and then shoot right through the tape. You can feel the tape, the tape lines from the new paint. You can feel the tape lines, Bill. Man, what a piece of work. What a piece of work. I'm going to go over there, yeah. I want to. All right, it's an early one.
Blew a total of about 4 missions. I've got all the mission reports and all that business. And it's painted just like...
Now, when I was in England, I got to see pretty much all the flyable Spitfires that are in England. There's about 49 of them, if I remember right.
During Normandy invasion.
But this one is based in Houston. This gentleman restored it himself. He invited us to come down and see it.
Yes.
We were his guest, and this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
I bought it off a post. Basically, it was a gate guard in the Royal Dutch Air Force Academy at DeLand. And it had been sitting on a post from 1958 to 1992. It was a corroded mess.
right.
And it took 10 years to rebuild.
Oh, I well believe that.
And about 20,000 dollars. And
And dollars too numerous to mention.
a lot of dollars.
Oh yeah, the dollars you can't even.
But we did all the sheet metal work in-house. And the only sheet metal work we did not do in-house is actually I bought made, and we made the bottom cowl part of it. We didn't make it strong.
Is this fiberglass?
So this has a Rolls-Royce engine?
Yes, it is.
What mark is this?
9.
A 9? Okay.
Yeah, it has wooden propeller. It's pretty fast. It's surprisingly fast. I had flown a 51 some, but I had never flown a Spitfire. 51 is something of a ground level because of its laminar flow airfoil. It takes a long time to get off the ground. And it has a lot of torque. This thing, I don't even use any rudder trim on tail. It's got such a long moment arm to the tail that you can just control it with the rudder, and the rudder's relatively light, even though it has 1,810 horsepower. And so it's the P-51D, the only one I've ever Hey, I haven't. I flew. That's the only one I've ever flown is a D. And the D model had an anti-servo tab because when it's up cruising, it tended to be crooked, and that anti-servo tab kept it straight on the rudder, but it also gave you hell on takeoff because you put full rudder trim in it and then you just stood on the damn thing with your right foot. This thing is pretty damn docile on takeoff. It's much more docile than I was used to with the 51.
But whenever you say,
But you can see out of the 51 with this son of a bitch you don't see either.
whenever you say that the 51 is a shorter getting here, but this one is
No, it's so much lighter. You know, 51's all up into weight is about 7,800 pounds. This only weighs 5,400 pounds.
How did you get the plane here?
Put it in the crate. Took the wings off of it, tail section off of it, and stuck it all in a shipping crate. Really wasn't that horribly expensive. To ship it from Holland was $6,000.
You put it in a container?
Yeah, I put it in a shipping container.
20 foot?
20-foot shipping. And, you know, hell, they just picked it up and they delivered it right out here on the road, and we took it out and put it on tables that we built, actually, great big old hidden tables, and we just stuck the airplane on it, wheeled it in pieces.
But a 20-foot container for me from China was about $6,000.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Amazingly cheap.
Now, of course, I had to go over there and disassemble this damn thing and build all the forms to hold it and everything, but I had some pretty good help.
should have called me, I was available.
But it were available now, right? But it has been an ordeal to get most of the boats out of it. We just about got them all.
How many hours of flying does it have on it?
I don't know. It had 161 combat hours, and I've flown it 98 hours since I finished.
It's really got about 300.
And I don't have any idea of the non-combat hours it flew because the aircraft logs were destroyed in 1958. So I have no way of knowing what its total time is. But I have all the combat records on the airplane. I have every scrap of paper, and it's really interesting to go through them. It shows every mission.
Did you buy this from the RAF or?
No, this airplane was sold to the Dutch in 1946. H1 is in the.
Looking at the bottom of the wing here for some of the detailing. Joe would probably be interested in this.
But yes, I've got pictures of it during its construction phase. Corrosion was just terrible. This wing was the first wing we
The
did,
invasion stripes.
and it took us a year and a half to do this wing. And we replaced about 60% of it. All the spars, all the ribs in the rear. I'm ready to go.
Wendy, the restoration on this is flawless.
This is unbelievable. I'll tell you, talk about being worth the trip, huh?
You know, I'll tell you, if you were going to build another Spit,
It would be cool to make.
detail in here would be excellent.
Yeah, I got to mention to Joe.
I mean, you could get in here with some decent light, photograph the instrument panel, create all this, you know, in the...
This is a nice paint job too with the, you know, look at that with the invasion stripes, the cannon blisters.
It has the Mark 9.
Look at, just look at all the detail in the fillet.
Oh, I know.
You got a little bump here, a little blister there, rivet lines.
It's absolutely immaculate. You got to see. You can't believe how you can rub this and you can feel the paint line. Unbelievable. This is really really adds a dimension to the word museum quality.
And if you wanted to do proper lettering, it's all here.
What they did is they put a two-stage, two-speed supercharger on.
Look at this. They even have a hatch for adjusting a control horn in the back.
Really?
They call it weight or ballast.
Yeah.
But they even have a... Then look at this. I didn't know anything like that existed.
Piece of work. What's impressing the hell out of me is how clean it is.
So I see what he meant when he said he had a flat problem.
Yeah. They're waiting for some flat parts to be machined.
Look at this detail for a light ink job.
Yeah, Joe has this on his. Joe has this on his Spitfire. He made a copy of this, a pattern. And of course, Joe, he has a picture of you, your Spitfire, my Spitfire, right in his shop, in his laundry basket, in fact. How cool is that? There's other planes in
Ever
here.
think about taking wheel pants apart that way?
No, that's pretty cool. This looks like a V-tail home built back there, but to be honest, the Spitfire's got my attention.
Without a doubt.
It's a nightmare to clean. I mean, you re-clean. And it leaks. You can keep
Does it work pretty cool, huh, John?
One of these days, I'm going to get my zero back from John.
Yeah, I'm gonna take one show. There's a paint shop behind my home. Regulars not staying fresh.
Well, yeah, I'm telling you.
That's some workmanship, boy. That's.
It's a wooden prop,
Yeah, he said.
made in Germany.
So what kind of wood is that prop made out of, do you know? And
I don't know.
it's got some kind of finish or tape on the leading edge?
It's got to be laminated.
Some kind of tape or vinyl on the leading edge. Look at the prop tips. And they're reversed, of course. This engine turns backwards?
No,
No?
no,
Turns normal rotation?
Yeah.
Would these normally turn the other way?
no.
Or the 5 blades turn the other way? What, the Griffins?
No, I think the Griffin went this way too. Most British airplanes went the other way, but the Merlin did not.
Oh.
This is a Rolls Royce.
Yeah, Rolls-Royce Merlin. You see, this had 200 and some odd more horsepower than the Mustang,
And it's lighter.
and it's lighter. But what this could do for an hour, a Mustang could do for 8.
Well, you know I'm a Mustang fan, but you know for an hour, that'd be the funnest ever.
Most of the time, what they were doing was over with in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's kind of overkill to say. The other 7 hours weren't real interesting.
Well, these guys, they were defending. They weren't going somewhere.
Yeah.
Here comes the...
They had to take a ride. They didn't have to go to Germany to get a fist fight going.
They did not want to give up their Spitfires for Mustangs. They did not want to do it.
Well, Bill, I don't want to give up my Spitfires for Mustangs either, but I'll take a Bearcat.
That Bearcat was beard up.
Boy, this is a treat. Bill, I appreciate you lined this all up. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
This is something
was an airplane
special.
like we were.
It took so long to get here.
Well, we can forgive that. I may erase some of that out of the video where I was cursing you out and saying, who the hell is this
You're
guy?
not the first guy to do it.
Don't worry
You won't
about
be the
it.
last. You check the rifling in here?
Yes, Les looked at it. Where are you?
Back here, on the leading edge, in the black and white stripes, what are those things that look like staples, but they're really openings?
I don't know.
they're really openings.
There's a strip.
Oh, those screw heads.
They're what?
It's other slot screws. That's kind of a cam-shaped screwdriver.
Screw slot.
He just got light them all lined up.
Okay.
Yeah, you stop them all exactly.
Oh yeah. Look at this, all the slots are angled up evenly. This is unbelievable. I got it.
It's pretty neat, you know. And this is nothing to do with motors. Get your gallon. And then land, the only one that's still alive is we stood up.
And of course the other stuff in itself would be interesting, but you march in a Spitfire, especially if Joe and Wendy are around. Now Joe and I between us have made 6. Very, very, very cool afternoon here. Just as cool as it gets. Now, the reason I wanted to do some of the smaller details on this, because you never know when Joe and I are going to just up and make 2 more Spitfires. And look at the Zeus fittings. It looks like they have 4 rivets in each Zeus fitting. The exhausts are cool, and of course I've made 4 different molds for 4 different types of these to make composites, and they're always one of the high points of the plane.
Thank you.
An RV6?
I think so.
Is it an RV6? I can't tell.
Side-by-side seating.
No, Bill's is side by side, right?
Yep. It looks like an RV.
John, is this an RV? Do you know?
It's an RV, I think.
I just don't, I think it's an RV, but I couldn't be sure about the number. 6, 7, 8, 5.
What would you give to have a hangar like this? Look at this hangar to work. Just build models in. Put your O-gauge train layout over here.
To have a desk, a work table like that.
Yeah,
It rolls around.
that's right.
The light's built in.
Work table. Get my O-gauge model railroad over here. All my Brodak kits up over here. All my ARFs over here. All my Spitfires near the Spitfire.